Welcome back to Things That Are Harder Than You Think, where we investigate the hidden complexities in video game development. Today, let's talk about Easter eggs. I guess a definition is in order to get started. Easter eggs are moments or content or things that happen in video games that are not necessarily planned as part of the development, but are put in as special things by the developers in order to be funny or to show some insider knowledge. Easter eggs can be all over the place in terms of complexity. They could range from a place near Crestwood where you find some plants and a bunch of dead zombies that then hints at the game Plants vs. Zombies. They could be an entire quiz game hidden inside of the content and color of the game. Sometimes Easter eggs get elevated to main parts of the game. Sometimes they get hidden underneath the rug. They can range all over the place from a single codex entry to entire plots. They seem simple enough. You put in some extra special goofy jokes and there you go. But there is some complexities with Easter eggs because you have to remember that they are content just like anything else. So that means that if you put in an inappropriate joke, that could affect your rating from the ESRB or other ratings board. If that joke doesn't get caught and slips through and then later gets found by someone and reported to the ratings board, that could be a fine or even your game being pulled off of shelves. That content needs to be localized, i.e. translated into other languages. If you've made something that is a very complicated pun, that doesn't always translate. In fact, it often doesn't. It's interesting because the term Easter egg in and of itself illustrates one of the problems of Easter eggs, that lack of cultural portability. Easter eggs aren't a universal concept, so as a result, certain cultures aren't going to have any idea what you're talking about when you say Easter egg. Indeed, even people who have that background and know what an Easter egg is in the context of something that occurs in the springtime may not know what an Easter egg means when it refers to gaming. And this can apply to Easter eggs in your game as well. Things you think are very obvious or very insider can be hard to understand or confusing. And sometimes that's okay because you don't necessarily need them to be universally understood. In fact, that may be the point, to have a little bit of hidden knowledge for people who are in the know. But you have to be careful because things can cross from hidden to confusing or even potentially too offensive if you're not careful. So when you're doing Easter eggs, really it's about keeping them known to the team. I don't think you should be planning your Easter eggs and prescribing them from some sort of central authority. You do want the individual contributors and the devs to have the empowerment to be putting Easter eggs into the game because that's where the really special ones come from. But you need to make sure that they're documented and kept track of. And you need them there when you're going to the ratings board. You need them there when you're going for translation. They need to be included in the test plans. They need to be part of your project. And sometimes you're going to have to veto things because people are going to do things that are inappropriate. People are going to do things that involve properties that you don't have the rights to, so you'd be violating copyright. People are going to do things that may not translate. And all of this needs to be considered, not necessarily before the Easter egg is contemplated, but before it goes into the final game. So why are Easter eggs more complicated than you think? It's very simple. It's because Easter eggs are content and they need to be treated as such. Getting translated, getting tested, getting considered from a ratings perspective. Pretty short one, but I think it was worth a quick discussion about Easter eggs so that people understand where they come from. I like that they come from the team. I like that people feel the freedom to do it, but make sure that you're keeping track. If you run a project, this might be a video to share with your team so they understand why maybe that Easter egg isn't as easy as they thought. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Thank you.